flexing, no stressing, I'm the king of the game. From coast to coast, you know they know my name. Got the beast.
You gonna my one side, you make me give number. Me no feel look and pass.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to TopFCTV. We are live with Football Tonight podcast. It's been a while. It's been about 2 weeks and a half, maybe, since we had a live show. So, we had a lot going on with Christmas and New Year's. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you. Hopefully, everything is well for you this year. We got, of course, Laurent and Will Stewart from Tottenham Away TV. He's a Spurs fan, and Arsenal have lost. So, you already know what this is about. He's been saying some things. He's been talking a lot this year about Arsenal. A lot of fans don't really like the way he's been talking about the Gooners, but you got to admit a few things have happened. Listen, big up Robbie, man. He's just giving us some money right now, so I appreciate that. Giving us, I appreciate that, man. Big up Robbie. He says Shar needs a new deal jetliner. Yeah, he's a Newcastle fan. He says, "Ho, the lads," and he needs a new jetliner. Okay, big up, Robbie, man. I appreciate you for being on the show, brother. And of course, smash the like button, subscribe. Let's get to it. Look. We got the FA Cup. Of course, Premier League is coming back this weekend, but we got to talk about what's happened in the FA Cup last weekend. It was good. For the most part, everybody, did what they had to do. You know what I mean? Newcastle did what they had to do. That was probably one of the tougher games as far as the fixture goes. But, I mean, actually, the toughest one was Liverpool-Arsenal. But I'm saying, like, everybody else did what they were supposed to do other than Arsenal. At the end of the day, though, one of them was going to be eliminated. So, or maybe not. Maybe they could have extended it until next week. I believe if it was a tie, they would have
They have a replay.
Right. They would have had a replay in this case at Anfield. But if you watch this match, it just looked Arsenal didn't look good, man. They didn't look. There's ways to losing, and I think that I mean, to me, you look at the stats though. Like the possession is Arsenal has 55%. I don't think that speaks volumes of really. I think Liverpool were just good. And I don't think that Liverpool at any given time we're going to lose this game. And
I could quibble with that. I think the first 15, 20 minutes, I thought Arsenal were okay. They played with the crowd. They had those big moments with Odegaard hit the bar. They didn't seem to shoot. And Havertz had that header that went over the bar. So they were there or thereabouts early. But I think what we've seen of late is some of the luck that not luck, but some of the fluidity that Arsenal had for the first 50 games of last season where they scored goals and they were unpredictable, and Odegaard and Saka with Xhaka and Martinelli ran the show. That has all gone away, and it's all coming from one side, and it's very easy to defend. And when you don't finish the chances you create, you let a team like Liverpool in, and without Slobozai, without Salah, without Van Dijk, to lose that game at home is another worry, another wobble. This wobble's been going on now for Arsenal. It's real and it's spectacular.
You like it?
1-6.
What is that? 1-6. What does that mean?
1 win in 6 games.
Oh man, yeah, they actually fell off. If you actually just look at the because, we can go by. This the Arsenal debate needs to go by. It's got its own phase. You can dissect it into different things because a big Arsenal fan, Robbie.
That's what you can do.
A big Arsenal fan, Robbie, with not this Robbie. They gave us money. I don't think that Robbie would give us money as far as how we're talking about Arsenal right now.
He gave money before we started talking like
this. Yeah, that's true. From AFC, yeah, that is true. That he could be. Yeah,
Robbie.
We're talking about Robbie, Arsenal from AFTV. He said we got bigger fish to fry. And that is a nonsense type answer to me because if you're a big club,
3 years every time they've gone out in the first round.
the
Right.
last
So
20 years.
and to be honest with you, if you are Arsenal Football Club, I believe they're the ones that have the most FA Cups, or maybe
Correct. This is
close
their
to it.
tournament.
So
Right.
if that's the tournament you've been winning for so many years, you need to big that up. You need to put it in the pedestal that it deserves. And the FA Cup is actually one of the biggest, if you know, one of the biggest tournaments cups that you can win. Got a lot of the oldest for sure. And to any club, it would be great
Third.
to any club with, and I'm not saying it's the greatest. I'm saying like it's one of the most prestigious cups you can win. So I don't understand why just because you lose, all of a sudden it becomes a second to none type cup. I mean, I think that you need to criticize your club. I mean, they bottled it again, and I'm the one that said that I thought Arsenal was going to win this Premier League,
I
and
did too.
so you're seeing right now. I'm not going to say that they're falling off from the first face of the earth, but they got to do something. They have to do something. Something is going on, Will.
Oh, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on is that they have their players are overrated, right? Everybody was saying Saliba is the best defender in the league, and look at him and look at him in that game against Liverpool. Look at him the past 6 weeks, right? People say the reason why they bottled it last year is because Saliba got injured. Bull crap, right? They bottled it because their players are overrated. Their manager's a bum.
Oh man, you're going in.
Who doesn't know anything more than comfort dogs and circles of energy.
Yeah.
So look, man, I don't know what you guys want to say. Like, look, there has never been a team in the modern era of the Premier League, and I'm talking the last 10 years, that has won the league without world-class players.
Yeah.
And that includes Leicester, because Jamie Vardy that season was playing world-class.
Yeah. Remember, he could have had a move to Arsenal, and he didn't. He didn't take it. I do want to take a step back a little bit on Arsenal. Just go back a little bit on Arsenal. I think, to be fair, for Arsenal, winning the league is everything, right? They're not going to win a Champions League. They're not ready. They pushed last season. So when Don Robbie says that, he's like, well, how do I spin this for my community? Which is, hey, the league is what we want. Let's not get bogged down by this. We played Liverpool and we lost. Boom. The other thing is, just if I want to straw man this on the Liverpool side, in terms of the losses they had, the only bad performance was the Fulham game. They should have beat West Ham without a doubt. They completely battered them. He and Klopp were both really excited about the 1-1. That one looked okay for Arsenal, where they shook hands and kind of giggled about it, and that was fine. And then a draw at Anfield is still considered a good result. Then the Aston Villa game, we all thought Aston Villa was going to win the league after they won that 1-0 game against Arsenal. So I don't think that there's a little bit of a revisionist, Arsenal are falling apart. I think now they might be a little bit confidence stricken, but in the run of those games, the Liverpool performance was good. They probably felt good about that. The West Ham performance was good. They probably like, bad luck. We needed to have better finishing. The Fulham game is really the one. And now this one, where Liverpool are away from home without their best players. These two last games, I think, do put the worry. And they're sort of a culmination of a little bit of a slippage. It's even the Luton game where they only kind of won 4-3. So Arsenal are on a slip. But I tend to agree on this FA Cup thing. They've got 14 FA Cups. They don't need an FA Cup.
But you can't diminish it because you didn't win it. You know what I mean?
That's what they do. That's what managers do.
Well, and not just the manager. I'm talking about their fan base in general, which to a certain extent, it doesn't really matter. It matters what the manager says. But you take the FA Cup away. You take the FA Cup away. They're still have. I mean, they dropped.
Yeah,
they dropped the fourth in the Premier League.
Yeah, but it's 2 points. They're only 2 points.
I get it,
first.
but you still got to climb up. You're telling me that Man City they can probably take Aston Villa's spot.
I think they're 4 or 5 points back.
Is it 4?
They got 40 points. They're 5 points away from Liverpool. So Aston Villa could be a team that they could look forward to try to get out of that spot, but they got to lose. Aston Villa still has to lose. They're going to play Newcastle at home. So you start looking at they have to start looking at everybody else's fixture now to hope for some losses. Manchester City are going to Newcastle. So go ahead.
I think the larger issue here is, and you can look at it within that top 6, and this is the narrative, and this is the story, they can't score. They've stopped being able to score the goals they need, and the narrative is now, where is that striker? As a City fan, I raise my hand and say, I could have told you Gabriel Jesus can't score goals. We had him. They tried to use him as a replacement for Aguero, and he ended up out on the wing. Now, he does a lot of things. Is he a 25 goal scorer? No. This is a man who has been replaced by Richarlison as Brazil's striker. When you get replaced by Richarlison, you are not a world-class striker because Richarlison is not a world-class striker.
Richarlison ain't even a striker.
Right, exactly. You got two wingers that are trying to do things. They're more involved with funny tattoos and calling their moms when they score goals than actually scoring goals at world-class levels. So these are the questions. These are philosophical questions.
So
Can you win without a striker?
Right. So you say that they need a striker. They need goals. Now Ivan Toney's been on the loop.
I don't care how they get them.
Ivan Toney's been on the loop, but today I saw something where Ivan Toney might not even be possible.
Nope.
Arteta already came out and said after their loss to Liverpool, they're not buying nobody.
So that is not good. I think most Arsenal fans are going to agree and say that they need a striker. They need somebody.
They need a lot of things.
The other thing is, and this is the sort of like underrated thing. There's two things coming out of their mouths at the same time, and I think they're basically self-inflicted. One was, I think we can rationalize this one, replacing Partey with Rice. Rice, I think we all know, is a better player. He does a lot of things that are great. He does a lot of things that are great that contribute to winning. But Thomas Partey is a better passer of the ball, right? He would get those balls into space, into transition, into Saka, into Martinelli, so that they had more room to sort of create offense. Whereas Rice takes the ball from defense and runs with it, slows things down. It's always faster to pass the ball than run with the ball. The other one that is like this elephant in the room is just like, dude, Kai Havertz is a bum. He's ruining their offense. He's ruining two players by himself.
I've been a defender, sort of, kind of.
He scored 5 goals. Yeah, he's in the top scoring offensive team.
To a certain extent, he was back a little bit. He was back. You know what I mean? He was scoring for 3-4 games for Arsenal. But then it looks like the whole team is kind of falling off. Not just him.
It's who knew that Granit Xhaka was this important? A man who double fingered his fans at one point or another. So interesting stuff. I don't want to give this much time to Arsenal. I want to talk about all the teams because I love the FA Cup.
We're going to talk. We're not. Listen, let me tell you this: we're not going to talk about Preston. So you're going to have to get that out of your head. We're not going to talk about.
I'm not talking about Preston North End. Oh, come on, original Invincibles.
Well, we can move on to Tottenham Hotspur, and actually, because I've been thinking about Tottenham. Tottenham has been heavy on my mind lately, and I was thinking, wouldn't this be great for Tottenham to focus on the FA Cup?
It would.
Wouldn't that be something? Now, I hope and I pray that Will is not a fan to say that the FA Cup is shit, because obviously you haven't won a cup since 2008-9, and I think that
the FA Cup's great.
Did
I use it as a measure of success? No, I mean the cup's great.
Yeah, but you like to win it. Wouldn't you think?
Sure.
Would you imagine
everything we're in?
But listen, would you imagine that Ange Postecoglou lifting the FA Cup at the end of the season? I mean, that would be what?
It would be huge. It will be for Tottenham. It will be huge.
I like winning the ICC Cup. Okay?
No. Yeah, but
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what cup it is. Audi Cup, Tiger Cup. I like winning, right?
But see, by saying that, you're kind of diminishing the title because you're like, it is what it is. But
because it's not a title.
What do you mean? It goes on the record.
Title.
It goes on the museum. It counts as a title.
You're the best of nothing if you win the FA Cup.
What do you mean?
The best team in England.
No, you're
from
not.
top to bottom.
Well, no. I mean, Premier League would be. Premier League would be.
The league means you're the best team in England.
But I mean, it counts as a title. Am I wrong, or what's happening?
It's a
trophy. It's not a title.
Oh my God! If we're gonna get into, Will.
Will, I think you're playing it down because you're too smooth for school. For Spurs, where they are right now, with Postecoglou, without Harry Kane, if they won a cup before Kane could, let's say Kane doesn't win at Bayern, and then they win the cup with Postecoglou. I don't know if you guys know what this is, but this is classic Bill Simmons Ewing theory. The idea that your best player leaves and your team succeeds despite him, or actually because of him. It would be the ultimate Ewing theory of all time in all of sport history. That Spurs not winning all those years with Kane, and then he leaves, doesn't win in Bayern, and then Spurs win the FA Cup, which for Spurs I think is huge. I think you're.
No, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I want to win the cup. I'm just saying, for me, it's not a title. So, so it's not where it's. I wouldn't be like if we won an FA Cup and finished 8th, like a lot of our fan base said. I wouldn't be like, yeah, man, we had a great season. No, we had an 8th place season, right? We won a cup, yes, but we had an 8th place season. I don't know. I want Tottenham to grow into a club that
I don't agree. I
has
don't
a
agree with
dynasty
that.
like Manchester City. Look,
I think
Manchester
it's
City had no
context-driven.
past, right? They had no past for the most part, right? Very little, minimal compared to anybody else. They came in, new owners, and now they've built a dynasty, right?
Yes,
I want a dynasty.
Mm.
I could care less about the one-off cup here or there. It's great to get them along the way. I want to win everything we're in. Conference League, Europa League, Champions League, doesn't matter. I want to win it, right? But for me, when I will say Tottenham has been a success is when we win the league or we win the Champions League. That is a success for me.
But you start by winning. You start by winning, and one of the things
we win games too.
Well, but one of the things that I've been on your show a million times, and when I actually read the comments, what I don't understand is how concerned fans are of Levy taking Postecoglou out at this point, or the last show that we were on 3 weeks ago. And I don't understand that logic because of how could you possibly get this guy out? He's doing great in his first season, but there's a fear of Levy. There's a fear of Levy in him sacking managers, right? So if he were to get close or win the FA Cup, would that make it a 100%? No way he sacks or thinks about.
Levy sacked Jose Mourinho a week before a cup final. So
yeah, but he was he was literally taking the club down.
Who, Mourinho was? No, he wasn't.
Yeah. Oh God, he was
not at all.
Oh, he was awful. Just a darkness.
He's a dark. He wasn't awful. We were top of the table in December.
He's a weight that drags down.
Our first cup final in since the Champions League final.
Was it
our first League Cup final in 10 years?
Was it Mason who was in control for that one?
Yeah, Mason Mount, and you guys still barely beat us 1-0.
No, not Mason Mount. The other one, Mason.
Or,
the guy who had his
Brian Mason.
Open. No.
So do you agree with a couple of weeks ago? Mourinho said.
Oh,
that was funny.
Something that doesn't sound that I would believe wouldn't sound right to a Tottenham fan. But let me ask you. He said, I'm paraphrasing. He said something along the lines of, we were getting into a cup final. We were about to win a title or a trophy, however you want to call it, and they sacked me. A club that, I'm trying
100%.
to be.
And we would have beat City in that final if Jose Mourinho was manager.
Look at that.
What's Jose Mourinho's record versus Pep in finals? You tell me that.
I don't even know. It's not. It's okay, I guess. He's got the 2011. He's got the Inter Champions League final.
Yep, that's one of them.
Not final, but run up the semifinal with Eto.
The semifinal,
yeah.
Well, look,
yeah.
Let me go to some comments real quick to give everybody some love. Robbie says Jetline. Well, he was meaning the previous comments. Says Dima says going in hard on Mini Pep about Arteta. I don't know. Robbie says Gunner's best shot in the league. City all over the place. Liverpool
have a shot in the league.
Liverpool will fall off. Liverpool will fall off, and the tune finished 6th. Well, I don't know, man. We're looking.
Arsenal will be lucky to finish 4th.
At this point, they're starting to fade really hard.
Yeah, they're fading. Yeah, they're going down.
They
with
do
a
have
bullet.
Palace. I think this Palace game is big. They have Palace on the weekend.
Palace
really.
See, that's the thing. Palace
is a team that's given them trouble in the past.
Man, they give everybody trouble.
All the teams in the Premier League. It's a London derby. It's Palace. It's Elise.
London derby.
These teams, Crystal Palace is in London.
Man. Oh my God! Here we go with all these derbies, man. Everybody's a derby. Fulham, Chelsea, Fulham, Arsenal, Fulham, Tottenham.
8 teams in London.
Come on, man. Not every team is a derby. Dima says they should have put on Martinelli 10 minutes earlier, but then that young kid locked them down for the final 10th. Yeah, man.
Can
I never thought that
can
they
we go
would.
to Spurs? Can we talk about Timo Werner?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is actually a good topic right there. But let me just finish with this comment so I can keep up. I can
Mhm.
catch up. Demon says that's really semantics. Title is like a cup. You win a cup, you win a title.
No,
I
it's not
do agree with that.
semantics.
I
No,
do
it's
agree.
not
Wait.
semantics. There's a title means that you have a title, right? That means you're the champion of the world. You are the heavyweight
You are the
world
FA Cup
champion.
champion.
Yeah, man.
That's not a title of
Okay.
anything.
Well, let's not get into that.
You're
Look,
the
Timo.
Emirates Airlines champion. Congratulations.
Well, just because the name. That's why I think they need to change the Carabao Cup name. That's not a
City
name I'm proud of.
Energy
champions
drink
of
cup
we are
and
the
airline
champions
cup.
of charges. No one
Yeah.
can beat our 115 charges.
Yeah. Okay, Timo Werner, man, he's coming on to Newcastle. I mean, not Newcastle, damn
Oh
it,
man.
Tottenham Hotspur, looking like. Or
No,
do you think
that's here we go. That's done. Right?
is that a here we go? Will, I mean, you're a guy that's on top of Tottenham, of course.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much here we go.
Now he left Chelsea. What are your thoughts on him? I mean, at Chelsea, some people say that at Chelsea right now he would have been terrific. I'm not 100% sure, but he is still a
Chelsea's
good
first
player. I don't know how he would just go
strikers.
to Leipzig,
Well, I
from
mean,
Chelsea.
for us, he's
He
not
was
gonna
at
play
Leipzig. That was his former club.
He's not. Yeah, he went from Leipzig to Chelsea to Leipzig.
Mhm.
Even at Chelsea, even though he was horrible and missed a ton of chances, he still scored
he had
more
moments.
goals per season than Gabriel Jesus did. So, just
Man.
saying, it's a fact.
Will is
It's a fact.
He throws darts, man. He always throwing
It's a fact.
darts.
Well,
I have to check it
because
out.
Bukayo
Well,
Saka likes
Will,
to
you
steal
keep talking while I
people's
check.
celebration.
And throwing darts, man.
Maybe
Arsenal
not his
ain't
second
doing
season,
that.
but the first season for sure.
Yeah.
But he's then he went back to Leipzig and he's coming here and he's not going to play striker for us. He's going to play on the left wing. He's going to be a
So where's
left
Son gonna
wing.
play?
Well, Son's gone to the
Son's
AFCON.
out for a minute.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
come on. So
And then you put
what?
Son
Timo's
right
gonna be
back up.
gone
You put
after
Son
Son
you
comes
put
back.
Son up the middle.
So I think Son playing on the left side creates a lot of plays. Now whether
Yeah, but Timo Werner actually creates more than you think. Like he's
He's
he
good.
can't. His
He
problem is
is
that he
good.
can't finish. Right.
Correct.
So if you put him alongside Son, he's a lot far better option over there on the left than Brian Hill, for crying out loud. Come on now.
So you don't agree with this? What Dima's saying? Timo Werner is a German Nunez.
Yeah, but we don't need
That
him to
is-
score goals. We just need him to create them, and he actually
Right.
does a really good job at that.
It's all about context, though, right? Like Werner for 50 million to be your lead striker, bad for Chelsea. Werner on loan to be your backup wing
With a
across the
15
whole
million
front
euro buyout clause.
perfect, right? It's all about, can you catch the lightning in a bottle? He gets hot. What happened with Chelsea was he literally said it. It got in his head. He'd go in on goal and pass it away because he was afraid to shoot. Now,
So we're,
another thing is being a striker at Chelsea. For some reason, there's a hex on it. From Shevchenko to Torres. Drogba was different. Drogba actually scored, but he didn't score as much as people thought he did. He only had one goal.
Don't talk about Drogba, dude. Drogba is lethal. And
Drogba didn't score a lot of goals. He scored crucial goals.
He didn't score a lot of goals. Yeah,
but he didn't score a lot.
of goals. But he did knock it down, and he did get it to Lampard, who ended up scoring the goals. It's not a doubt. It's just he had one 20-goal score season. That's all. It's fine.
I know. Listen, I know they messed up Claudio Pizarro. You guys don't know him, but I do.
I do. He'd be great for Bayern Munich.
He's the Peruvian king of goal of strikers.
So usually Chelsea strikers don't score goals. But my thing is that they really never had a creative midfielder who was a pass first.
Yeah,
which is really the reason why none of those.
So let me ask this then. So is Richarlison really just done? I mean, is he?
No, they're going to use all of them.
No,
I think Postecoglou will use all
where?
of them.
I mean, yeah. When Son comes back, where are you going to put him?
Look, if you look at the first 10 games of the season when we had our fit squad for the most part, Madison's Son only played like 60, 70 minutes a game. He pulled him out every time at the end. Mm-hmm. Like the problem with his system is that like Pochettino's, it requires a high level of physical stamina, right? And so the longer players have to run at that pace. So if you make them play the whole 90 minutes, the more prone to injury they are. It's the same. It's the reason why Van der Ven and Romero having to play 90 minutes of bone gone with a hamstring injury, right? that amount of high tempo, high pace speed of having to run back. If we had two center backs that were equal quality, where we could pull Romero and Vanderven out around the 75th, 65th minute, and we could switch those two center backs and we could switch 3 forwards with our 5 subs, you'd see a lot less people getting injured, and you'd see a lot more dynamicism.
Dynamicism.
Yeah,
but I like the idea of Johnson and Timo and Werner on the wings just flying down with late runners into the box. So I think it's going to work. It's all about context. If it's cheap, he's fantastic.
Yeah, I just don't think that Richarlison is part of the plan. I mean, in the future, I just don't see it. I mean, he scored.
He can go if he wants. I don't care.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want you to say. Like
9 on the team, really,
bro. But he ain't a 9 though. He ain't
He's
doing
not a
9
good
stuff.
9, but he is.
I mean, he ain't doing 9 stuff. That's the problem. I mean, you can put whatever you want on paper.
Now and again.
Huh? That's what I'm saying. Like 2-3 weeks ago, it was some people. I'm not gonna say Will, because everybody was like he'll be off next week. But but some people were like, remember that? Well, I can't. I'm not gonna name
Just
another
say
YouTuber.
Dan.
But
it's okay. Everybody knows.
Some Spurs YouTuber looks like a little kid. I don't know him really, but
Dan,
he was all
just say the name. It's all right.
He was all about Richarlison, and had the Ronaldo haircut on right here. Like, man, he at some point he was going to fall off, but he kept scoring though. He kept scoring for a couple of games.
Well, Richarlison is that way. He'll score these 5 goals in 5 games, 2 in 1, whatever. But when he goes, and you got to get him out,
and then he'll go 10 games,
milk him back, right? And then he'll go 10. But he's Steven Nicol on ESPN FC. He's a 1 in 4 guy. 1 in 3 you can carry. 1 in 4 you can't carry.
Yeah.
Like it's just not good enough. And that's why, for instance,
and if you get enough 1 in 4s, you have 4 in 4.
Yeah, exactly. So we're playing each other in the FA Cup. Spurs and City, we drew each other. Actually, City's worst opponent, because of the way Spurs play, and because specifically of Son being such a good finisher. He's the player I'm afraid of more than any player on the break.
That is a good thing to talk about right now, since we got Spurs and City fan. But like, you guys have been really lucky with draws, except this one.
City has, yes.
Throughout all year, throughout every competition, even though Hamza, a Man City fan, he was like, we should apologize because we've been saying that they get easy draws, except this one. Like, bro, it's just 1 out of the million draws that you got all year. So, they were playing Red Star and Leipzig.
That is the reward for winning your league, and you get the top pot. What do you mean? Draw.
No, you still got lucky. Regardless, FA Cup continues. Yes. And it's going to continue actually in the next few weeks, I believe.
The replays are.
The replays are going to be.
Okay,
so then
and then we have a break. There's a 2-week break.
So
winter break.
Obviously, for both teams, Spurs and City, this is a tough draw. De Bruyne is coming back. We'll see if he plays against Newcastle this weekend. Might not play because I think he what'd you say?
Is it at Spurs or is that City?
It's at Spurs.
It's
at Spurs, yeah.
Where City has not scored in 3 years.
Yeah, easy win. I'm good.
You think you're gonna beat City?
We do every year at our ground.
We do every year.
No, but this is a cup.
Not a challenge.
This is a cup.
Like, it's literally at this point. It's check 3 points, move on. Like, it's not.
But this is
they haven't even scored, man.
This is an elimination match.
They haven't even scored a goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
No, we have not. And Pep talks about it all the time.
Eric
This is how
Dyer
you know.
kept.
Shut us
Dyer
down.
kept Erling Haaland to no shots on target, no shots, 0 XG. Like people, Saliba did it, and they're like, "Oh, Saliba, best defender in the league."
Oh, come on, Eric Dyer is a bum of the first class.
I don't agree with that.
Still did it.
I don't agree with that. People are happy that he's leaving, but he's going to Bayern Munich. And
he's going to Bayern Munich because Harry Kane fleeced the.
Yeah, he's like, I need somebody to speak
English. Come on, man. See, every time there is an answer for it.
Best buddies. I don't know if you know this. They vacation together.
You're not gonna make a multi-million-dollar club, a heritage club that makes
they're paying
trillions.
€5 million, and they're probably paying him $100K a week. Dude, to Bayern Munich, that's nothing. And if it makes Harry Kane happy, right? The guy's like about to break the single season scoring record in the Bundesliga this year.
You think he's trash though? You really think he's trash?
Dog garbage.
Oh man,
Maybe if you were a team that like played a super low block, he might be okay.
Yeah, but
that's
here's
not
even.
Thing,
Does
Will,
he have the
you guys
peanut-shaped
did
head and
play a
he's good
super
at-
low block for 2 years under 3 managers who were doomed to football, and he was terrible in a low block.
Sometimes he was good.
He's just too slow. I think his best roles were when he was in a 3 and he could play because he's actually a really good passer. And when he came in,
he's got a good diagonal ball.
He does, and he can't be in a 2. He has to be in a 3.
Tuchel plays a 3, right?
Gosh, I'm having a tough time.
Bayern plays in a 3, so that makes sense actually.
I'm having a tough time, man, with these takes. You know, I mean,
you're having a tough time with the takes.
I'm having a tough time with these takes, man, because I look, Laurent, we've been doing this for a long time. Will, man, one of the great guys of this. You know what I'm saying? That's why I only go to his show, really. And you guys are gonna come on here and just talk this nonsense. You know, Eric Dyer is crap. Then Richarlison, he can stay at Spurs. Like I just
do you watch Spurs? Have you watched?
I watch Spurs.
Eric Dyer a lot.
Watch Spurs. He was the last
Eric
match
Dyer
that he actually.
Season, so I don't think you watched Spurs a whole lot. Like, because like in the past,
but listen,
it's terrible.
No, look, why would I look?
The dude, this is the way the guy defends, right? He stays about a yard and a half off the player,
and he moves really
jockeys, and then when they kick the ball,
he's trash,
he
and you want to keep
sideways,
and you want to keep a striker that doesn't score, that doesn't even get close to scoring.
Go.
Yeah, but you're not saying Richarlison is trash. Richarlison needs to go.
Richarlison is trash. I said it 1,000 times.
Okay.
I love him. You guys can keep him all day.
Okay. Well, it is what it is. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. Now, but let's talk about Premier League. You know, the Premier League is coming back at the end of this weekend, and some interesting matches are coming up as well. Tottenham Manchester United is obviously the match of.
You're gonna light those clowns up. They're terrible.
Yeah, the match of the week. I mean, look, that is Manchester United. They don't. Somebody said they deserve to be up 8-0 against Wigan. I don't know about all that. I mean,
they took 35 shots, so it's pretty close. Yeah.
Well,
it's Wigan. So.
But do you understand how? Like, what I'm saying is, you can watch Manchester United. You can watch listen. You can watch Manchester United and be like, damn, like I don't even think. They're not reassuring whatsoever to a non-fan. Imagine a true fan that's watching them hoping they win. You know what I mean? It's insane. And now they're going to play Tottenham at Manchester United at Old Trafford. So what do you guys think? How do you think that's going to go for Spurs or the Red Devils?
I mean, there's a chance they could beat us if we play really bad.
Well, of course.
But like the likelihood of it happening if we actually play our style of football is pretty low.
You think you're gonna beat them away?
I think I'll take a step back. I'll be frank and fair to United. United gets a lot of shit for being really bad defensively, when in fact they actually know that they're not that good defensively and can defend well. Like I think when they have Varane in there and they have him next to Johnny Evans, shockingly, and Wan-Bissaka, they can defend okay, and they will prevent Spurs from scoring. The issue is they won't score. Like, I think if they win, it'll be a 1-0 or a 2-1. That's the only way they're winning. And it has to be non-progressive, low block, hit Spurs on the break, and play up. Another thing about this United team is they're very much a spotlight team. In a big game, in a big moment, they show up, right? Boxing Day against Aston Villa, they showed up. High line, which is similar. I think Spurs and Aston Villa are kind of similar in the way they approach things defensively, playing these really, really high lines where I think if Fernandez makes those midfield runs and Johnny Evans can get on the ball and pick his head up, I think they can hurt Spurs in the back, because Johnny Evans is still a very good passer of the ball. That was always his best position when he played for Leicester. So I think there is a chance that United could play. But just on merit, in terms of where they are, you expect the front-footed energy of Spurs to be able to attack and hurt United badly. Because if there's one thing about United, if they go behind, even though they did it, Aston Villa was an outlier, they do tend to fall behind, and the crowd will turn on them especially if Spurs are really on top of them. And this will be a game where if Spurs will be on top early, I guarantee you, because that's how they play. And if they score that goal in the first 10 minutes, United will fold because they're not strong enough.
And
they can't score. They're less than a goal a game. They're really, really bad.
what are your thoughts, Will?
They can get us on the counter. Like they had a couple opportunities, and when they play on the reverse fixture in the first half of the season, hopefully. Okay, so the news is Timo Werner's having the second part of his physical as a medical test tomorrow. So then that's when he'll sign a thing, and they'll announce that. And the Dragusin signing is supposed to be done within 24 hours.
Is that the defender from
Genoa? Yeah.
Genoa? Oh, Vicario's boy?
Yep.
But you didn't say that when you talk about him. You said about Dyer and Bayern Munich.
I call him Drago. He doesn't look like the guy from Rocky, but his name's like Dragoon or Greg Dragoonus or something like that. So I just call him Drago.
Can we call him just Malfoy or something contemporary?
I was talking about the Rocky guy, you know.
Okay.
Drago. So Van der Ven will be back for the Manchester United game. If you have Van der Ven, yeah.
Oh, that's
Van der Ven, Drago, Udogie, Poro,
Davies.
Bentancur is fit now again. Kulusevski, some other, horrible person in the midfield.
Royale.
Timo Werner, Richarlison, and Brendan Johnson.
That's better than United, for sure.
We got a shot, baby, like a good shot.
Yeah, to beat. So, I mean, Newcastle beat them at Old Trafford. So it's not like
that's a squad missing Romero, Madison, Son, Sarr, Basuma. Right. Basuma. So our squad, literally, with just those two signings, got thick real quick.
Wait a minute. I'm looking at
you and I play, my friend.
Yeah, we do play. That's what I'm saying. But I don't see Arsenal Crystal Palace. They played the next Saturday.
Maybe they have a week.
Saturday.
Maybe they have a week off for some unknown.
No,
reason.
we play. Wait a minute.
They play Sunday the 14th of January.
We play the 13th.
Oh no, they're doing match week 21 is going through a 10-day period.
2 weeks.
Because teams are having off. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So Saturday the 20th is when they play next or something.
Okay,
like
so there's no feature match in that half at all.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah. So
this week is like stretched out for the whole
week,
division.
half the other week, something like that.
Right.
So I guess the second most important match is going to be City Newcastle at St. James's Park.
Oh boy,
it's going to be tough, man. We got to talk about the standings as well. And I mean, right now Newcastle 9th. It's not good. City 3rd. Tottenham right there, 39 points, man. They're still they got a lot of wins lately.
This is a big game for City. Big.
Yeah.
It can't be a 1-0 squeak by. It's like we're gonna put Newcastle to.
But doing that at St. James's Park is gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. But that's what I mean. Tough. It's a statement game. It's a game where if City are really gonna challenge, this is the game they have to. Kind of pulled it together in a Newcastle game. I know there's these weird games that it doesn't sound like an important opponent, but for fans of the team, when you go to Goodison Park and they're up for it, this is the kind of game where a win against Newcastle away this time of the year after you guys are coming off the derby, it's big. And that derby was good for you guys. I thought that was the first time we'd seen actual Newcastle again.
Yeah, but I mean, Robbie right there says NUFC played a B team against Man United. Yeah, that is true, and we beat them. And the manager doesn't want to put Lewis Hole back. I don't know why. He scored that game. But look, like I think me and Robbie right here, the commentator, we can agree that we beat who we needed to beat. Sunderland, of course, the derby, and then that's important. But if you really look in depth, we beat a championship team that's 20 points away from the top. And listen, it was just going to be more a tough match than anything. And
then Sunderland were awful.
That is true, and that's what I'm saying. So our form is not the greatest, and we lost against Nottingham Forest at home. if we put Dan Burn on the left side, we're not going to have a good time at all.
No.
And
No.
to be honest with you, because City needs to win this one with 40
It's big.
points. If Tottenham
Big game.
wins against just Tottenham per se, or it could be Arsenal, those two, if those two win, I mean they could leave City 5th. You know what I mean?
But that's what I mean. These are these moments that's why I said that this game in particular, they lose, it would be a setback. My narrative might change, but these are the moments that City start to smell. They start to cook. These are these games this time
That's
of year.
what everybody's been talking about. I want to see it though.
But every season is different. They have done it in the past. It doesn't mean it will happen again. It has happened, but these are the games. If City's going to win, you'll see it in this game. I think if you start to see a kind of a rhythm, a ruthlessness, a fire, a fight, that kind of like, oh shit, they're awake, right? Because City have been playing bad. I mean, don't listen to the narratives. Trust me, I watch them. We've been not good for ourselves, like not scoring goals, not finishing chances, no Haaland, no De Bruyne. Like everyone's like, oh, they have depth. City don't have depth, honestly, at all. They play the same 15 guys, 10 guys, and players move, but don't listen to anything you hear. If you want to know about my team, ask me. Trust me. Yeah. Don't listen to television narratives. They say the same shit over and over again. City have had a difficult season finding their rhythm, finding the right players. The midfield has been bypassed a lot. And the strength of Newcastle is the midfield. I think if Guimaraes and Joe Linton get in the face of City's players in the midfield, it could be joy for you guys, especially if De Bruyne starts and he kind of is slow and not ready for the fight. It will be interesting. But again, if City are going to win, we'll see. We'll see them in this game. This will be a statement game where they pick up. As much as I like Newcastle and I don't want them to lose because, I respect them. But, sometimes it's time for the hammer.
At one point, you got to be a real fan, man. Stop talking about you don't want other teams to lose. You should want every other team to lose except Manchester City. Be a fan.
No. I love the game.
Well, in this note, we can finish with the next 15 minutes talking about the table.
Can I talk about some fun goals from the FA Cup? One, your man Pedro Porro's goal.
Oh, Pedro Porro was great. That was
that was fantastic. Former City player.
Well,
I got another one. Can I give another one? My guy Patrick Bamford from Leeds. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. It's Van Basten-esque. Yes, I know it's Leeds. Yes, I know it's Patrick Bamford. It's an incredible goal. Deserves a watch.
Well, and then that Porro was the game, the shot game of that because it was just a game winner and it was an incredible shot. I will agree that Porro is looking like he could be in some eyes the best right back.
The reports are that City want him back.
Hey, good luck.
But that's not saying much. I mean, they City.
Apparently he's supposed to be the long-term replacement for Kyle Walker.
He is not the long-term replacement. There is no replacement for Kyle Walker.
Sure there is. I'm telling you, this
everybody got a replacement.
He's fire.
But the other one, I just have a couple shout outs.
You guys took him from us too, by the way, Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I know. Keep going. I have a couple ones.
Keep poaching our right backs and left backs and stuff.
Shout out to the great and powerful Franz Beckenbauer who passed away.
Oh, he passed away.
One of the greatest players of all time,
if not the greatest center back.
Yeah, well, sweeper center back, whatever he was. He invented
a center back, and he invented that type of play where, center back assisting playing like a 10 at center back. That was crazy. So rest in peace. One of the greats.
One of the greats played in the Cosmos of New York. Respect and respect to Maidstone, non-league, still in the FA Cup, made it to the 4th round, playing on a plastic pitch. I love the FA Cup. I know it's boring. No one likes it. I love it. I think it's interesting.
All right, let's talk about the rest of the league, though.
Yes, sir.
So, listen, what are your thoughts where teams stand? Obviously, we got to talk about probably the top teams. We're gonna throw in Newcastle a little bit in there, show some love. I don't think
we don't have
listen.
to.
I got hopes, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. I don't think Chelsea. They're just gonna be there. I mean, they go to 12, down to 12. They come to 11, and then they go to 10th, and then maybe 9th, and they just go back to 10. So I think it's gonna be Chelsea are just there. To be fair,
I think the story again is I know this isn't fun and this isn't exciting. Listen, we have a group up there with the big boys, Liverpool, City,
Yeah.
Arsenal, Spurs. But look who's in 6th and 7th. It's West Ham and Brighton. Party
Yeah, that don't
crashers
mean nothing.
who are keeping the likes of United and Newcastle and Chelsea in those
Yeah,
lower
but that's
positions. They
but
do
so
mean something. They
well
mean a
that
lot
means for
because you got
for
to
the
beat them.
sixth and 10th spot. But we're talking about who potentially is lining up to make a title race. You know, that's what I want to focus on. And you got the questions are up there. Like, is Aston Villa going to maintain? That is a very fair question to ask. Their away form is not good. Their home form is good, kind of like Newcastle. So you can say at some point they might fall off. 42 points though. I mean, if Man City win and they lose, or Arsenal win as well, they could very well end up fourth again, depending also if Tottenham wins. So they I mean, anything could happen really on the top 5 spots. But and most people would say that Aston Villa is the team that might fall off.
Well, I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
I know that Will's going to love this. If you sort by expected goals in the table, the top team is Liverpool, second is Arsenal, third is City, and then shockingly, Chelsea is fourth in expected goals created, and then
That's
Aston
why you
Villa
don't give a damn about that stat. Only
No,
you and
it
Will
does.
give a damn about the stat.
XG, I don't care about XG. XG is a weird stat, right? Because all of Arsenal's XG comes from the 6 penalties they had.
Right, but what I'm saying is, as a shot of 20 games, it gives you a sense of the quality of the chances they have created and given up, meaning the performances, right? And they do follow in with the narrative, right? Chelsea can't finish shots and they play better than you think, and then they mess them up. So they're where they are. But that top 3 is the top 3 in terms of expected goals and scores against. And you'll admit that Vicario has been fantastic for Spurs and is actually kind of
he's been their signing of the season.
Huh?
Second best keeper in the league this season.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. So that's just sort of the sense
shit like that, man.
What?
He just likes saying shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But his
I'm
team,
right.
man.
It's not,
I get it, but now he is he not the best signing of the season for Tottenham?
Yes.
Only because Maddison got injured.
When is he gonna come back?
He's on grass, training on grass now, but they say it's gonna be a couple more weeks.
Damn. Okay. Well, Will, where do you see?
He's a bit older than Van der Ven, so he's heals slower.
Look, I know that you have hate for Arsenal, or as you call it, factual hate. You know, but like, do you see them? They're fourth right now. They're still 40 points, same as City. If they win and Aston Villa lose, they might go to second. And you know what I mean? So they're right there, bro. And Tottenham right there in the fight as well. So eventually somebody's gonna have to start falling off. Liverpool top, and some people might say that Liverpool might win this season, or but who is it going to be in the title race? That's the question at this point. You know
Liverpool
what I mean?
City. That's it. There's only 2 teams.
I agree.
You don't think that Tottenham might have a fight,
We'll be in the mix, but there's gonna something happen, and we're gonna lose another 2 guys, and we're gonna drop another, points. We don't have the squad right now to challenge for the title. That's why I've said from the beginning of this.
In Liverpool, then?
Well, not the beginning of the. Yeah, we do.
You know what, Liverpool? You know what Spurs remind me of? They remind me of early Klopp, where it's frantic, it's up and down. The games are fantastic. You're going to score. You're going to have probably 2 guys with 20 goals. Like, not that that'll happen, but that's the kind of thing that'll happen. And then as the team gets better and the quality goes up, the excitement will go down, but the control will go up, right? It won't be Sarr and Basuma. It'll be really slick control midfielders who keep these games from getting out of hand. That's what's going to happen. The way City are, where it's really slow and you kind of move up and you're like, oh, I know what's going to happen. Right now, Spurs are too up and down. They get into basketball games the way they say it in the Premier League. They get into too many back and forth.
But is it going to be
relying on finishing? You get.
Is it going to be form, or like Will was referring to, possibly an injury or 2? Because he doesn't think Will doesn't think that Tottenham are up and down. Or am I wrong?
We're up and down. But we're up and down because of the quality.
That's the way they play. Yeah,
because of the quality of player that's playing.
See, that's 2 different things.
If we had the same personnel that was available in the first 10 games, we'd be top of the table right now.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I had to battle.
Yeah, If my uncle had a dick, he'd be my aunt. Come on.
No, that you said it right, bro. Like,
it's 2023. Your uncle could be your aunt. So
yeah. Hey, but you actually said
It's
it wrong. He said, it's
2024,
my aunt.
so
If
maybe
my
it's
aunt,
not.
bro, you fucked up the joke. It's like if my aunt had a dick, it would be my uncle. Not if my uncle had a dick.
Whatever. It's the way we're doing it
yeah,
today.
but that's what I'm
But-
saying. The reason why we're in the position we are now is not because of the system. It's because of the quality of player
that's
in
the
the
different thing.
system.
That's the different thing. Now, what
City had De Bruyne all season in Holland for the last 5 games. We'd be in first place too. You know.
Nah, I don't know about that. You had Haaland
Probably.
most of the season.
Close
So
to
stop
it,
playing.
probably. Yeah.
So
I
Arsenal
think it's a
fourth.
factual statement.
Arsenal fourth. You know what I mean? Damn, Robbie just keeps giving us money, man. I love that. I love that. It shows a dollar sign in A.
Super
What is that?
sticker. Australian.
Oh,
So it's like
Australia
30
dollars?
cents American. I'm just kidding.
No, but they got dollars in Australia,
Yeah, Australian
Yeah.
dollars.
Australian dollars.
and
Canadian
aren't they not part of
dollars.
the United Kingdom?
Everybody, look, England's the only one that uses the pound. All other places, I think even South Africa uses a dollar
They use a rand.
or
Oh,
rand.
big up, Robbie, man. Thank you for being on the
But
show,
Canada,
brother.
the U.S., Australia all use dollars. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why the colonies use dollars and the other people use
Yeah, man.
pounds.
Stop stealing my currency, bro. Get your own. No, I'm playing, man. Appreciate it. I
I think the
appreciate it, Robbie.
Philippines use no, that's pesos.
It's the PIF, man. It's the PIF.
How the
money
hell is
coming in.
Filipino called pesos? Pesos,
It is.
literally, the word is in Spanish. So how does it Filipino steal the word?
Who do you think Philip is? He's the king of Spain. It's the
Yeah,
Philippines.
The Spain
Man.
colonized the Philippines. So
Come on,
They're
man.
the Puerto Ricans of Asia.
Tagalog,
Don't you know
Tagalog
that
is
story?
kind of like a mix between so take the Indonesian language, the native language of Indonesia, right? And then mix that with Spanish, and that's
the language.
yeah. Tagalog for the most part.
Yeah.
That might be the reason why a lot of Filipinos, their
They're
names
mostly all
are
Catholic.
Hispanic.
Yeah,
In the military, I saw that a lot. But
Marcos.
yeah. Robbie gave me a red card. I'm sorry, Robbie. I apologize. I let
Very
you down,
Catholic.
man. But let's Arsenal. I mean,
good half.
look, Arsenal and Arteta. I know that. Look, they're falling off the face of the earth, but they're not going to fall off that deep, are they? I mean, it's fourth.
No, they'll be there. They'll be there.
I will say that if they don't win anything, which actually the only chance they got is Champions League and Premier League, which that would be one hell of a season, right? But honestly, and I'm sure that they are counting on these Champions League performances, which they have performed in their group. You got to give them, their little bit of love on that sense. But I don't think they're going to win the Champions League. And
Can't score. Can't score enough.
And if they don't get a striker, I mean, actually, fans tell you this, not me or anybody else. So, where's Arsenal's ceiling in this? Do you think they're going to try to push for that title at some point in time? Not win it, just push for it.
I think they're going to push for it. I just don't think they have the quality. One of the things I've said a million times is to get to points, 80 to 85 is one level, but you need to get to like that 85 to 90 point level. Those points get very, very, very expensive when you get in that 85, 86, 87 point. Like they're 10x the value. So if Arsenal want to win this league and they're like, we're doing it, they got to spend, we spent $110 million on Declan Rice. We need to spend another 80 on a striker. That's what they need to do, right? Like, so Liverpool got lucky when they went through this process, right? They got Salah and Mane for 60 million, the pair. They already had Firmino. They got lucky, right? They didn't know that Salah was going to become a 30-goal scorer. But in the end, when that up and down thing was happening, what did they need to do? They spent $75 million on Van Dijk, and they spent $70 million on Alisson. And that's what made that team function, right? That Arsenal just did the one piece. They bought Rice, and they tried to cheap out on Raya. But he's not the answer. There's still a goalkeeper and now a striker behind, in my opinion.
Yeah. Big up Alexander Hilton. It says steak.
Big up steak.
It says hi Will, Alexander Hilton. So big up Alexander. I'm sure he comes from Tottenham away. He does have a Tottenham shirt. So subscribe, brother. We are a neutral channel here. So we got to talk a lot of Spurs, talk a lot of other teams as well. So subscribe, hit the like button. And listen, we got to call it off this Football Tonight podcast. We had great takes. Most of them I didn't agree. with nothing that Will and Laurent had to say. You know what I mean? But you know, it is what it is. It's a free world. It's a free country.
I can give takes. They just I don't
They're
believe
just
them.
not
To
good.
me,
You know,
come on.
like
Fun
yeah.
fact. Fun fact.
Listen,
25 countries use the dollar, and it comes from the Bohemian thaler,
you
which was a
Google that.
29-gram coin, gold or silver coin.
You Google that. You
I
Google
did.
that. But
Because
big up
it made me
Robbie.
curious, and it's all colonies. Literally, it's like the whole entire Caribbean, a lot of the South American colonies, a lot of the North American colonies, a lot of the Asian colonies, Singapore, all those people. They all use the dollar. So it's
That's good. Again, listen, thank you so much for watching. These guys have a lot of great points. They're just wrong. So, you know, it is what it is. But I
Wasn't
appreciate
wrong about Arsenal falling off, was it?
Oh, hey, play the song, bro. Play the song. Play the song.
End the stream, Dave.
Play, they do that. Do the Arteta thing.
What's the
This one?
Oh.
It'll be all right.
Oh man!
Arsenal fans.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen,
don't cry too hard, Arteta. It'll be okay.